Shining, shining like a diamond. I see people watching.
Hey you guys, welcome back and I hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is slightly different and I've been thinking about doing this into a series. If you have a feedback regarding the format of this video, then please let me know, because I'm just trying things out according to what I feel like makes sense right now. But there are times when I look at the script that I've written and think, does this really make sense? So for today's video, I picked out 5 lip products from my collection that are under 300 and I'm gonna rank them in certain aspects that I feel like are important when you consider a lip product. I don't personally review them in comparison to other lip products, so I feel like this sort of video might be a little interesting. Let me know your thoughts. If you want detailed videos about these products that I'm gonna be featuring, I'm obviously not gonna review them to the T, so it will be linked in the description and on the cards around, so check that if you want to. So I'm gonna rank all 5 of these lip products in 5 different aspects, and at the end I will also tell you which is the one that I like amongst all the ones that I own. So yeah, I hope this is interesting enough for you guys to watch. And I'm gonna start off by saying this is my personal experience and my personal preference, so for some aspects my ranking wouldn't make sense to you, but just whatever, I'm just stating my opinion. If you like it, take it. If you do not like it, let me know in the comment section down below. The 5 aspects that we are going to be talking about are, first of all, the price point. Second would be the packaging. Third would be application experience and texture. Fourth would be the formula and staying power and everything related to that. And the fifth one would be by finish. So yeah, let's introduce today's candidates. The first one that we have is the MegaLast Soft Matte Lip Cream. I've not chosen these lip products according to a very strict criteria. I just went ahead, looked at my collection and thought, you know what, all 5 of these would be interesting, and I haven't talked about some of these in a long time, so it wouldn't be repetitive either. So yeah, this is MegaLast Soft Matte Lip Cream. The second candidate is the Maybelline Creamy Matte Lipstick. The third one is Wet n Wild MegaLast Lip Color. The fourth one is Blue Heaven Elegance Matte Lip Color. And the fifth and the final one is Swiss Beauty Pure Matte Lipsticks. So yeah, these are all the 5 candidates. And let's get started with the first aspect. So the first aspect is price points. So ranking these according to the price point would be, the 5th place would actually be the Maybelline Creamy Matte Lipstick. This is currently the most expensive one amongst the bunch, retailing at $2.99. Then we have both of these, which is the Mascara Lip Color and the Wet n Wild Lip Color. Both of these retail for $295. The Swiss Beauty one currently retails for $229. So this comes second when it comes to the price point, and the cheapest one out of the bunch is the Blue Heaven Elegance Matte Lip Color. This retails for $105. So that's the ranking when it comes to the price point. Coming on to the packaging, the 5th one would be the most impractical packaging I feel like Wet n Wild has, and now I'm seeing these lip colors in a different packaging, so I'm not sure if this packaging still exists. I feel like some shades are available in still this packaging, but recently I've seen this packaging around, so I'm not really sure if they have changed the packaging. The worst packaging, you cannot close this lid without actually being careful. If you do so, you're gonna stab your lip color. I do not enjoy that. It gets the cap dirty. Yeah, coming on to the 4th place, the Swiss Beauty packaging. This isn't really color coded, and this is also copied from MAC, which is very obvious. Now that doesn't really bother me that much, but when you compare it to the 3rd place, which is the Maybelline one, this isn't really copied from anything, even though this isn't color coded either. Both of them are color coded in a similar manner, but because this is copied, this goes to the 4th place and this goes to the 3rd place. And then we have the top 2, so the Blue Heaven Elegance Matte Lip Color and the Miss Claire one. The reason Miss Claire one is coming second is because the outer packaging doesn't really match the lip product, and it can be deceiving, especially if you're like me and purchase this without swatching. So they did not let me swatch this lip color. I just had to pick looking at the outer packaging, and it's significantly different for both the colors that I own, so that's why this comes in second. This comes in first. You have the precision when it comes to the applicator, which is the doe foot applicator. Even though this is glass and stuff, and this does look like the Too Faced melted packaging, it does clearly show you what the product is and what the color is, so that's why this comes first when it comes to packaging. The 3rd aspect is the application experience and texture. So ranking these from 5th to the 1st one would be, coming in the 5th place is the Blue Heaven Elegance Matte Lip Color. That's a big downfall if you look at the previous aspect where this ranked first. So the reason why this is 5th is because it smells bad, and once you start applying, the formula is first of all not consistent amongst the 2 that I own, and it's really thin, so it doesn't really sit that well on the lips. This still covers fairly well, but I feel like there are better things out there, especially amongst the bunch that I'm talking. This is definitely not the one that gives me the best experience. You would think smell isn't really a big deal, try using this and tell me that. The fourth one is the Maybelline Creamy Matte Lipstick. I know a lot of people will probably be surprised. So the reason why this is over here is, first of all, it's a bullet lipstick. There is no real precision. Even though the bullet is pretty precise, this just doesn't compare to maybe a doe foot applicator. And I know the comparison is unfair, but this also, when you apply, if you apply a little too much, so if you do one swipe it's okay, but if you feel like, oh, you have missed a spot and you go over your lips again, this has a tendency to kind of sink into your line. So because there is so much product on your lips, this will start to look a little weird. So that's why the application and the experience on this one isn't really good. And this is not the only one that comes in the fourth place. These two also come in the fourth place. So again, bullet lipsticks, no real precision in them. It's just better to have a doe foot applicator. When it comes to application, they aren't supposed to have doe foot applicator, but because these are the 5 products that I'm comparing, I'm just stating my opinion. So yeah, and the winner of this aspect is the Miss Claire lip cream. Not only does it have a doe foot applicator, you can conveniently properly line your lips and then fill it in. It looks like there is not a lot of product on the wand, but there is enough to cover your entire lip. If I want to use this color, I never really hesitate thinking, oh, I have to use a brush or I have to use something else to precisely line my lips. I don't really have that issue with this. This is just perfect. I feel it's very convenient and the user experience is really good. Coming on to the formula and staying power, which is the core, the heart of all these products. The last one is again the Elegance matte lip color. The formula is just not that good. I will say though, amongst the ones that I own, this is probably the most transfer proof one. So if that is extremely important to you, maybe go for this. I still would not suggest it. I don't really enjoy this formula that much. Next is the Swiss Beauty one. The reason why it's here is it could have gone up in the ranking or at least evened out with the other ones that I have. But the reason why this is over here is because the formulas are inconsistent. The same goes for the Blue Heaven one, but that is, I knew I wanted to place it 5th. But this one, if the formulas were consistent throughout the entire range, I own another shade and it's not the same as this one. So that becomes an issue if you trust a formula and order new shades and then realize, oh, this is not the same exact formula. So that's why this comes in the 4th one. The 3rd one is the Maybelline one, just very standard bullet lipstick formula. The reason why it's 3rd is because if you apply a little too much, as I mentioned in the previous aspect, it can get a little too much and you might have to blot it out with a tissue paper. So that's why this is in the 3rd one. It's still a pretty standard lipstick, and amongst the ones that I have over here right now, I feel like this might be the most famous one out of all. Very standard, you guys know I like this, but if I'm comparing it to the others that I own or the others that I have in this ranking, then this comes 3rd. The next one is the Wet n Wild one. The reason why it's 2nd and beats the Maybelline one, even though the experience is very similar, is because I find that this lasts a little longer than the Maybelline one, and also the texture on this one is a little waxy, so it tends to last a little longer than something that's more creamy. This doesn't really do that thing where if you swipe a few times on your lips, you will need to blot it out with a tissue paper, which is something that only the Maybelline one does. So that's why this came in 2nd. This is actually a really good formula. I don't know why people do not talk about this at all. Regardless, the formula is really good, stays on a little longer than the Maybelline one, and I really like it. And the winner is once again the Miss Claire lip cream. Not only is it a very stable formula, I feel like the staying power is also really good. Once it sets down, you do not have to worry about a lot of transferring. This does dry down to a proper matte after a while. Maybe not exactly transfer proof, but it still stands pretty well. It is pigmented enough, you can apply this precisely. It lasts for a really good amount of time. So yeah, that's the reason it's in the 1st place. And the last aspect is the finish. The ranking is pretty much the similar one, but I'm just gonna go through this. The 5th one is the Elegance matte lip color. The finish is actually something that I do not mind on this, but it's just way too matte and I do not enjoy the drying matte kind of a feel. If you want a really matte non-transfer proof one, this is the one that you should be going for. I just am not into this finish. The 4th one is the Swiss Beauty one. Now this it's just that the inconsistency bothers me, and also this is more on the sheen side. I do enjoy those lip colors, but especially during a pandemic when we are wearing masks, I feel like I prefer something more matte. So that's the reason it's in the 4th place. Yeah, nothing against this, it's still a pretty good lip color. Again, a tie between this and this, but I feel like this takes the edge a little bit. This gets an advantage when it comes to the fact that you have to blot some of the product if you apply a little too much, but then this is more matte than this, and I do kind of prefer the matte finish over whatever this is. It's not really shiny or anything, so I feel like giving the advantage to this one too. So yeah, that's why they are a tie. they are in the same place. And the first one is again the Miss Claire one. Same point, it's creamy at first, but then it dries down to a matte, and not a matte that dries my lips out. It doesn't really bother me. Even if my lips are flaking off, I feel like I can comfortably wear this, which is not the case with a lot of liquid lipstick. This isn't really liquid, but yeah, I just like it a lot. It's matte yet not drying, does not bother my lips. There's precision, there's a lot to choose from. It's just good in all aspects, and I feel like this video is kind of making me fall in love with this formula again. And I feel like for the time and for its price point, this is pretty damn good. It stands strong even though it's been years since this has been out. So yeah, I do really enjoy this. So that was it. Those were all the aspects, and I feel like I do not really wanna make a final ranking because except for this one, I do really enjoy the other ones, and my favorite is very obviously the Miss Claire one. So it doesn't really make sense for me to rank all of these again because it's gonna be the same thing anyway. I feel like this sort of video might get a little too redundant, so let me know if you have any feedback. As I mentioned, all of these lip colors, there are detailed videos that I made over them, so it will be in the description. Let me know if there is any other way for me to make this a little more interesting. That'd be great. It gets very boring when I do my outro because it's just the same exact thing that I'm repeating in different, like, you know how you write your essay, you like the first line and then you repeat the line again in a different format. I feel like I'm doing that constantly, so the outro gets really boring. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Comment down below what you would like to see next when it comes to this series, or just any other video request in general. And yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.